All right, we're back. This is episode 2, right?
Yes, sir. Episode
So
2.
we'll get into, Biden, obviously, because he's got bulletin board material every single damn day. We'll get into that judge. Play that clip. Transgender in sports, splitting Ukraine in half, and then that team that died in Florida. Where do you want to start at? Where do you want to start on that damn party last night?
That party was pretty fun. It was definitely pretty fun.
Were you really surprised?
I was surprised up until I got into the
doorway.
doorway.
And Jimmy's like trying to.
Yeah, he was
I
trying.
think
He was like, "Let's go upstairs," and I'm like, "Y'all playing something? Like something's going on here."
Yeah, but what the thing was like, all right. So first of all,
you didn't hear the kids'
perspective.
I did, but I thought
So
just for the fact,
Chunk's girl doing my 30th birthday party yesterday.
Yeah.
But the problem was she wanted him out of the house at like 9 in the morning. Right, the party wasn't until 5. So she wanted, it wound up being good. Like it turned out really well.
yeah.
But honestly, just like this podcast, bro, I always felt throughout the entire day, right? We text me, each one text all day. We're like, bro, this ain't going well at all. Right? I think I was saying it to like everybody else texting John. Everybody was like, bro, this is not going well at all.
Right.
So anyway, when I'm talking to John in the morning, it's like, bro, it's 7:30 o'clock in the morning. It's like, bro, I mean, me and Trump's gonna go, wash our cars.
Yeah.
But bro, how long is that gonna take?
Yeah, right. That's 30
like, bro,
minutes.
He was like, bro, I don't have nothing after that. Like, he's looking for me to like help relieve him, right? Like,
right.
And I'm like, yo, I got my daughter's thing with the high school.
Right.
In the morning, I had to get up with, my landlord and, do all this other paperwork and all this other stuff. I'm like, I ain't gonna be able to tell you at least one, bro. Like, the same time I'm telling Sean is like, he's just laughing, right? Like, bro, this ain't gonna end well at all, right? Like, so finally I get up with you, right? We all get up. I'm calling Sean before we go down Middletown,
right?
Cheese things. And I'm like, yo, trying to get him to see if he wanted to go with us. But he was sleeping. He said he had his phone on silent or something like that.
God damn, he always sleeps.
Bro, 8 or 9 hours, I'm out, bro. There's no
yeah, bro. But listen, I love you, my brother. I would not want to be around you for 9 hours a day.
I mean,
Come on, man.
How many other times have we been together? We spent not even that long together.
Yeah, like what? A normal day is like what, 4 or 5?
Maybe 3, 4, 5 hours.
Yeah. At the max, like,
and that's even like going to like card shows or doing shit. You know what I mean? Like,
well, that's even the funny thing about that.
And
right?
that's
the funny thing about that, only spending like we be hanging out for like 4 hours, is because bro, Chunks, when he wants to take a shit, he wants to go home. Like, it's crazy because Steve is like that too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, some other certain people are like that. Like Steve, like, this motherfucker will call me while he's at his job. Be like, yo, where you at, bro? I'm like, at the house. He'd be like, can I take a shit? I'm like, motherfucker, you got all them bathrooms at your job, bro. You're like, bro, shit in public. I'm like, it sounds like anybody's gonna see you shitting, my boy.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what the hell are you doing? So like, that's why we don't really like David. Chuck said, motherfucker wanna, go take a shit at the house. But I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, like, bro, if we feed him all this food beforehand, he gonna go home and take a shit. I didn't even know until he told me that he actually came back after.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
After washing, the cars
to get his coat.
To get his coat, but he stayed downstairs,
and
she played it off because she was probably up there.
She was up there making the shot glasses for me.
Oh yeah, so if you were nosy enough, it would have been over.
Well, she said her sister-in-law was on the way over when I walked through the front door.
Oh shit!
So what you wanted to run out?
Huh?
What, you didn't want to be here?
No. I was just because I was going back over to John's house because he was like, he was talking about going to go get mortar and all for his pool. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna head over there. So I just came back to get my jacket because I was washing the car and it was cold as shit,
Yeah, I was like, for sure, like around like I'm gonna say like mid-afternoon. I got up with y'all around like close to 1.
Yeah.
After I was done everything I had to do.
Yeah.
So I was thinking like maybe not too long after that, you were ready, like especially after we went to Middletown.
Yeah.
Got those The buffalo chicken cheese, yo, them things were banging.
They were too. Yeah, and after I ate mine, bro, I was in food coma heaven, bro.
It's a
Like
game changer, bro.
yeah, like
Yo, what's that place called again? What's it
Rebels
called?
Cove.
Rebels Code, bro.
Yeah.
Listen,
Give a
if
shout
y'all
out
are
to
listening
them.
to this, yeah, you guys are listening to this, and you live here in Delaware, check out Rebels Code
Middletown.
in Middletown. They got the absolute amazing fucking cheesesteaks, bro. The buffalo chicken cheesesteak, bro,
with the blue cheese crumble.
It's jumping, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that shit is really good.
Then we stopped at the what's that right next door? You know,
there's Sweet Melissa's down there. They make amazing desserts, cake pops.
Those cake pops were so moist.
They were,
bro.
they were really good.
You gotta try their lava cake, bro.
The lava cake?
Oh yeah,
bro. I probably didn't see that, bro. But it's crazy though when you walk in though. It's like I think they need to change like the way their lines are.
Right.
Because everybody piles up right by the door, bro.
It's weird
because that's where the case is.
Yeah,
right.
It's weird because from the outside it looks like this big store.
Yeah, huge. Yeah.
But when you walk in, it's just a little front. You know what I mean?
Oh wow.
Yeah, because I think you just got a massive bakery in the back, bro. Because
right.
you look around the store, there's like 4 or 5 different, like 3 or 4 different doors.
Right.
And if you got dogs, they make dog treats.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Cake pops were banging,
bro. I was sucking on that stick the whole ride home.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That was great.
It wasn't supposed to sound like that, but
because I was actually finishing mine up, right? I'm sitting in the back of the truck with Steven. And bro, at a quarter of my eye, I see him staring at me. When I'm down to the bottom, I'm trying to get the chocolate up the stick.
Right, yeah.
Bro, just staring at me, bro. And I had to turn facing out the window. And he was like, "Yo, why you turning, bro? What you doing with that stick?" I'm like, "Come on, man! Like I can't be eating in peace, bro." Like,
yeah, right. You should.
But that shit was banging.
Bro. Yeah,
like that's worth the ride from like Newcastle, Wilmington, Newark, bro, to Middletown. That's worth the ride to go down there. And all that because that shit's banging.
Hell yeah, a little expensive, but it was good.
Hell to get in there.
Yeah.
But that shit was good. So anyway, we left there. When we left there, I'm like, all right, we'll go back and eat. I'm thinking as soon as you're done eating, you're like, I'm done. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
So at that point,
I ain't gonna lie, I was done. I was ready to leave, but
So at that point, Shawnee's texting and calling.
Right.
Well, I can't answer the phone because it's loud as hell in the truck. I ain't over here. So I wait until we get back, and I had to leave for a second anyway, and that's when I called him.
Right.
Or did we text or call? Did I call you?
Called me.
Yeah.
We met up at your house.
Yeah, so he met over there, and that's when we came back. But like I was nervous that entire time.
Well, we thought it was gonna be a giveaway. You know what I mean? All of us meeting over at John.
Oh yeah, especially.
I've never.
Yeah, I was like, I seen Sean. I was like, oh shit, I never didn't realize you would come over here.
Yeah, at that point, bro. Like, at that point, it would have kicked into me like, all right, what the hell's going on?
Right.
Because everybody over here, especially like, not everybody gets up that much.
Yeah.
Everybody's got so much going on.
Yeah.
Well, that and then we talked about coming back and doing a podcast with everybody. Mind you, there's like 6 people and there's 4 mics.
Yeah. There's 4 mics. Right?
Yeah, we got 4 mics. Yeah.
So,
but like, you know what I mean? Like, the reason why I didn't think anything of it was because like 2 people could share the same mic. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
yeah, we can always like.
You know what I mean? So
the characters that we were with yesterday, I'm not sure I want somebody that close to me.
That is true. That is true.
Amy.
Yeah. Well, Amy wasn't a part of it at the beginning.
At that point.
Yeah, he actually showed up after everybody.
Yeah, after we had got here.
So I mean,
shout out to Andrew, man.
Yeah, Andrew, man, he's one of a kind, bro.
He better listen to this damn podcast.
He will.
Or I'm gonna curse him and his alter ego, Amy.
His transgender Amy. Yeah. Goddamn Amy.
But yeah, man, that's hilarious. He's got to get on here though.
Yeah.
He's got to, but it has like your.
We gotta have the video. Yeah, because he's funny as shit, bro. He is.
The way he does it, like you have to see
right.
the person. Like behind the mic, you just don't see that, right?
Right. Yeah.
It was good shit yesterday. Like it turned out really good.
Yeah, it turned out really good.
Yeah, everything was good, like you said, until you got back. And then remember, Sean, like he looked like he wanted to go right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because I was saying,
and I'm like,
yeah, I was like, we came here to podcast. Let's go podcast.
And typically, like when you're in somebody's home, right? Like even we're all brothers, so it's
right.
Like, we go. I don't need Like if we go in Sean's apartment, I don't need to walk behind him. I can walk.
Right.
Yeah. Kitchen, up in the refrigerator, something like that. But like here. We never go upstairs.
Yeah. Right, unless you got to use the bathroom.
We go straight to the podcast.
Right.
So I started walking upstairs and I was like, I had to do it because you kept trying to go that way. Mm-hmm. Sean's behind, like, who's going to make the first move? Right? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I'm standing by the door.
Like, Sean's like, bro, I don't know what the hell we're going to be doing.
Yeah, like, what's going on here?
So I started walking up, and that's as soon as I took a step up, like a couple steps up, you looked at Sean and was like,
you guys got something planned.
Yeah, I was like, you guys got something planned. Because, like, that's when I heard there was shit going on upstairs. I thought, maybe my girl had, like, TV on and, she was watching her niece.
But it was people were talking, but then it got quiet.
It got quiet, and that's what... The kids, though. I mean, that's what got me was when everything got quiet. And you started walking up the steps. I was like, something's going on here. You guys playing something.
Yeah, I didn't think about the whole kid thing because you didn't tell us that she had said her sister-in-law was coming over, so that might have explained the kid thing. You know what I mean? You hearing the kids.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. Give a shout out to Robbie. He actually showed up.
Yeah, he actually showed up. I haven't even seen that
motherfucker. It's funny too.
So you tell me, you playing this all day, give people a 5:30 time to show up.
No, it was 4:30, bro.
Yeah, 4:30 to 5:30, whatever, to show up. We show up, mind you, we show up late. We're late to his own fucking party. And
that I knew nothing about.
And not everybody's here. Like, how can't you be somewhere?
Yeah, that's the funny thing, right?
But that's his family, though.
This party started at, this party was supposed to start
at 4:35.
At 5. It was supposed to start at 5.
Oh, really?
Everyone was supposed to be here between, 4:30, 4:45. Now, mind you, that's a 15-minute window.
Right.
I told you, girl, you must not know this family.
Yeah, that's that's exactly.
You gave people a 15-minute window, bro. You're supposed to give people,
2 hours.
2 hour window.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't, I mean, it might not even, it's probably not just our family, bro. It's probably a lot of, people are going to listen to this like, yeah, exactly. My family did the same exact thing. Right? But the point is, you give somebody a 15-minute window, knowing this family, yeah, that wasn't going to work.
Yeah.
And then, of all people, I think Rob was, one of the first, besides, her sister-in-law, her brother, stuff like that, popping up. Out of our side, Robbie was the first one here.
And that's a shocker.
And the entire time, he's letting me know he's the first one here. Right? He's rubbing it in. I'm here. Yeah, I'm an hour. I was here on time. How are y'all even late? I'm just bro, Crystal was late. Andrew was late. It's all these people were late. And then that's why I walked away from you. Because I'm talking to your old lady trying to on the phone, hey, listen, where the hell's everybody at?
Right, yeah.
We were supposed to leave here 20 minutes ago. We're still stuck here.
Right.
He's going to get impatient here shortly. He's going to want to go to hell home and relax.
Right.
We didn't even show up till 6 o'clock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we actually kind of gave him an hour and a half to get here. You know what I mean?
And then we still got here, and Andrew and him, we're still late.
Yeah, apparently Andrew's basement flooded out at his house, so... Which that's understandable.
Or maybe he was just having a problem with Andy getting
dressed. That could be it too.
Bro, he had me dying.
Bro, I'm telling you, the stories he has, bro, I'm telling you.
It's funny because it's just one of them dudes where you talk to him, right? And he got so many damn stories that's I told my wife I'd be on there 8:30, here come 10:30, pops up. I pull up, me and Sean, because Sean had parked his car there.
Right.
So we pull up. As soon as I walk in the door, what she do, Sean? She just looked at her imaginary fucking watch on her wrist, start tapping it. I mean, it was all fun. She don't care.
Right, yeah.
But
till I left.
Yeah.
No, I didn't get yelled at. I was too tired. I think I was just so tired, bro. Even she wanted to yell, but she couldn't. I was tired, bro. Even Sean seen that, bro. You sitting there, usually something like that, Sean sit there for an hour, we bust it up or whatever like that. But I think he was talking to himself at some point because I'm just dazed the hell off, bro. Tired. And I wasn't even that tired when I left here.
No.
What's crazy though? I was tired as shit. Went home, fell asleep around 11:30. Woke up at 1 o'clock and did not go back to sleep.
Damn.
So when did you go back to sleep?
Probably about 8 this morning.
Dang. The hell with
Bro,
that.
you know what's gotta suck too? Is like, it's not like you can call David or call me, like, yo, hop on the game some time.
Yeah.
We're sleeping, you're up, bro. Imagine like how long that time takes, you know what I mean, to go by, and you're like, I ain't got fucking shit to do.
Yeah.
You gotta get like, at that point, bro, you gotta have like a, you gotta get into like a, seriously, like, bad porn habit or something.
Yeah. just not as bad as your dad's, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Two whole fucking videos in one day.
Yo, go ahead and tell that story, bro.
Oh, okay. So,
I don't care how many times he tells it, bro.
That shit's always funny, yeah.
So, when I lived in Maryland, I just went and paid my cable bill because they had an office right in Elkton where you can go pay your cable bill.
Right.
So I'm in there. There's a long ass line. I'm like, oh fuck! For shits and giggles, I usually know what I'm paying every month. It's the same, you know what I mean? So I'm like, fuck it, I'll just look at it. I look at it. There's like $60, $90 extra on my bill. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm looking at it. I'm like looking at the charges, and there's like fucking 3 porns on there. I'm looking at this motherfucker. I'm like, yeah, what the fuck? And he's like, I'm like, bro, you do know they're like all day movies. He's like, yeah, but I got tired of that one. I'm like, bro, there's 3 of them the fuck on here, bro. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Bro, it was a disaster.
Yo, listen, the funniest thing about that story is just use your imagination of like being at the Comcast counter. Because they have those little what are they, like pop-up stores or wherever you can go pay a bill or something.
Right.
Like imagine Sean walking up to go pay his bill, right? And when he has to ask, why is my bill $90 more this month? And they have to explain to him. And then look at him as he's dumbfounded. Like, yeah, look at him like he has a porn addiction.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
When in reality, it's his dad. When his dad just submit to him, like, you know, well, I mean, who the hell wants to whack off to the same door all day? You know what I mean? Like, and not even that, his dad, like, the pizza story, bro. Like, because his dad, you know, for context, right? Like, his dad was staying with him, right? He was looking like his dad lived with him. But my man was doing the wildest shit, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Like, my man, like, didn't he eat all the pizza?
Well, yeah. Well, there's a couple pizza stories, actually. So, I don't know if anybody's ever done this in their life, but one night we're sitting there, we're getting drunk. I had a couple people over, we're getting drunk, we're getting fucking lit. So I called Domino's, ordered some pizzas. They deliver those pizzas. Everybody's like, fuck, we're so hungry. So my dad's like, fuck it, I'll just order more. So he picks up the phone. He called him. I didn't believe it at all. Like, so this is how this conversation went. I guess they answered. He goes, yeah, same thing. He hangs up the fucking phone. I'm like, there's no fucking way that they just took that order. I was like, yo, if they show up my door, I'll pay for it. Because there's no fucking way. They just did that. Bro, 15 minutes later, these motherfuckers are at my door with the pizza.
Oh, I'm shit.
Like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah. Damn, he must have done that before. So, like,
bro, listen, you're talking about a guy. Listen, who, like, you know, we all have, like, them, like, weird-ass uncles, right?
Right, yeah.
Not necessarily weird, but, you know.
The crazy
we always got those crazy-ass uncles, right? But it's a crazy-ass, like, father, right? Like, this dude, bro, like, he just doesn't do anything that's normal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even to the point where, like, I used to prank him. I used to use that, like, that prank doll app.
Oh, yeah.
And Sean would call me, like, bro. He'd text me, like, bro, I'm sitting next to him, just hit him with a prank. And I would hit him. I remember the one time, bro, the greatest prank, bro, was I hit him with the newspaper prank.
Oh, yeah.
So it was like, hey, it's your neighbor. I'm tired of you stealing my newspaper, right? He was like, motherfucker, I live in the city. We don't get newspaper, and neither do you. He's fucking pissed, bro. Like that shit was fucking hilarious, bro. Like, and then I would prank him like all the time. Like it was just entirely too many damn times. And then when he would answer, he'd be like, hey, it's that motherfucker I told you he's calling back. And then some crackhead lady got on the phone, bro, and was like, she was like, hey, you want to smoke some crack? I completely lost it. Mind you, when you send this prank, you have an option to listen to it like as it's live,
right?
Or you could just save it, right, and then it'll replay after. So I typically just make sure I save it, and then after the phone call's done,
re-listen
I can re-listen to it,
right?
And that's what it was. It was some girl. He was talking to some girl, and some girl was with him, and he was like, yeah. It's that motherfucker I told you about. Called me a fuck again.
Well, he would call me and be like, yo, they just called me again, like it was an ongoing joke. He like was getting into it at that point.
Yeah.
Like,
I think he enjoyed the shit,
Yeah.
bro. It's like he had the crackhead lady, like fucking. It could have been like maybe a random crackhead lady I was on the fucking block that one day.
yeah.
He was like, yeah, well, listen to this, and she'd be like, hey, you want to smoke some crack? I was like, yo, what the fuck, bro? Like,
oh shit,
that shit had me cracking the fuck up, bro.
Yeah.
Where's my fucking phone?
Underneath of you.
I think I'm fucking sitting on it.
You are sitting on it.
Fucker. Maybe the dog stole that motherfucker.
Sorry, bro. It's in the chair. I think you put it on the side of the chair, right?
Oh shit, yeah, it is. Bro, I need to go back to sleep, bro. All right, what do you want to get first? You want to play that clip with the judge, or you just want
Yeah, let's play this with this judge.
Let me find this clip because, like I said, I think we talked about it before. I didn't know much about this lady, but
she's the pedophile lady.
Is that what you call her?
That's what I call her.
Pedophile lady.
Yep.
All right, let's play this real quick. And then we'll talk about this because I thought this shit was kind of damning, bro.
Right.
Also said to him,
each case.
Well, let's keep talking about this case. You also said to this individual who is an adult, tried as an adult, 18 years old. You also said to him, besides saying that you thought his victims were his peers, you also said there's no reason to think that you are a pedophile. And then you went on to say again, that's another reason why you weren't going to give him, you're only going to give him 3 months because you had judged that he wasn't a pedophile. And then you said, and this is something I really need your help understanding, then you apologized to him. And I just have to tell you, I can't quite figure this out. You said to him, this is a truly difficult situation. I appreciate that your family's in the audience. I feel so sorry for them and for you and for the anguish this has caused all of you. I feel terrible about the collateral consequences of this conviction. And then you go on and say sex offenders are truly shunned in our society. I'm just trying to figure out, Judge, is he the victim here or the victims the victims? You're saying that you're apologizing to him. You're saying you're sorry for the anguish this has caused him. There was a victim impact statement in this case. It didn't get read into the record, but it was there. I've described the videos that we have. You say earlier in the case, you talk about how heinous these crimes are, and you describe them to your credit. You describe how heinous it is to your credit, and yet here you are giving him 3 months and apologizing to him and saying you feel sorry for the anguish it's caused him, and also saying you think that sex offenders are truly shunned in our society. So just talk about that. Help me understand. I mean, is he a victim? Is that your view here? Is that why you said this? Is that what you meant?
That shit is crazy. Just.
The thing is, right, it's like, so, luckily, like, after I saw that video, I saw, like, some other things that was posted. So, reportedly, she gave the dude 3 months after he got caught with 600 photos of child porn.
Right.
And then, somebody else has said, like, well, she gave him, basically, it was like the minimum, right? Of like whatever the law requires. Now, I will give you this. We need to change the laws about like sex offenders because they get off entirely too fucking
way too easy.
Yo. Too damn easy.
I'm sorry, you should not be a pedophile and get off easier than somebody, selling weed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, like
yeah, like if you're like selling drugs, I don't listen. I mean,
the whole problem is like if you watch the video with Ted Cruz, he brings up like 7 or 8 cases
right,
of pedophiles with her. Most of them cases, she went under the limits of everything. Like, I think it's like 78 to 120 months in jail is what the law requires,
right,
or it might be 70. You know what I mean?
right.
so
Something around that. But in most of the cases, she went under even what the prosecutor was even asking for. The prosecutor in that case, I think, was only asking for somewhere between 20 to 32 months.
Right.
Somewhere. I'm not sure what it was, but 3 months, bro.
Yeah.
Like 3 months. And then, like, I went on to hear her explanation on some of them. She's like, well, it's under the old law that, when it was only mail, when you can only get photos by mail. Well, now you have access to any, like, internet. You can just punch in one thing and have 1,000 pictures. But you shouldn't even be looking for that shit.
Yeah, that's just not
Like,
okay.
it doesn't make sense what you're even how you're trying to explain yourself on why you're giving these cases.
Yeah.
Like, if you're looking at child porn on the internet, you're nasty.
Yeah,
bro.
and you deserve everything that you get, like, straight up.
Yeah, you're nasty.
Because there was kids that had, or you know what I mean, that had to go through shit.
So reportedly the victims were between 8 and 12.
Yeah, and that's another.
Someone else is saying 13 to 17 years.
Well, there was 13 to 17 years old, and then there was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-olds too. It doesn't matter. Like, if you're 17 and you're talking to a girl that's 18.
Okay, yeah, that's
fine.
Like,
yeah,
you know, there's consent there.
Yeah, I'm fine.
But like,
but
you can't
when
be
you got
having
8, 9-year-olds on your phone.
Yeah.
That just doesn't fly, bro.
Well, the thing is too, like, so that was from Senator Hawley, and he said Judge Jackson tells the 18-year-old his case is different because the children and photos he downloaded were not much younger than him, and he was just fascinated by sexual images involving what were essentially his peers.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. An 8-year-old is not your peer.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? He downloaded images of children as young as 8. Judge Jackson goes on saying the defendant is not much older than the children in the photos and was viewing sex acts between children who were not much younger than him. Okay, listen, there's a clear difference though. See, when you have, in my opinion, when you have a case so wide in variety of ages, like 8 to 17, like there's a clear difference, right? Like, okay, if it was like 17-year-olds, he knows these 17-year-olds, that's one thing. Like, but if you're downloading like pornography of 8-year-old kids,
yeah, that's
like,
you're not supposed to be doing
horrible.
that. Like, yeah,
like that statement from a judge was horrible.
Yeah.
And her track record on that is just really bad, bro.
Right, yeah.
And I mean, hell, maybe that's why Joe Biden likes her so much.
And that's
we all know he likes it. Fucking kids.
Yeah. That's why he always calls the kids muffins, because it sniff them backwards.
So here's the problem.
When I heard that, I lost it. I was like, yo, that's actually true.
Yeah, it is too.
So here's the problem I have. Like, she might be a good judge on certain things. You know what I mean? That's fine. And
yeah, I can imagine she's just an all-around terrible judge. I'll give her that. Like, she's probably a good judge.
But the thing is like when you're on the Supreme Court, it's a life appointee.
Yeah, that's a horrible flaw to have, though.
Your opinion really doesn't matter, bro. Like, you have to go by the Constitution and the Constitution only, because that's what the Supreme Court's there to do.
And I hate to judge her off of just that, but bro, how do you not? Though?
Exactly.
Like, that's horrible. Like, it's not like some petty shit, or something like a murder, and then she kind of let somebody go, like a track record of allowing murderers to get off scot-free, like serial killers or some crazy shit.
Did you see what the who's on The View? The redhead chick.
I don't know. I don't watch that shit.
I refuse to watch that shit.
Did you hear what she said?
No.
She's like, she's as beautiful as Michelle Obama. She knows how to talk. And what the fuck are we talking about here? The View is so out of touch with the fucking
what's crazy
world,
too? I used to like Whoopi Goldberg.
I know.
She's just always in the news for like the wrong shit.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is too, is like I feel like The View is just a man shamming fucking
Yeah.
TV show.
It's a left wing show, bad, bro.
Yeah.
Like they're so far left on there. Like if you have a like when they have a right wing guest, they trash it, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's certain shit I refuse to watch. Like, yo, even watching the news is hard, bro.
Oh yeah.
Like, see, the way I stand, like, I know I bash Joe Biden a lot. People are going to see that a lot on here.
Right.
I just can't stand it, bro. I personally don't like the dude. Yeah. But I try to see, like, everybody's point of view. There's a lot of things I like about both sides. There's a lot of things I don't like about both sides, too.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, the problem with the news is you know, they always pick sides. You know, no matter what, you don't have a news. Yeah, you don't have a news source that's reliable, it's just straight with people.
Even if a news source is telling the truth, it's hard to even believe them.
Yeah,
because all the fabricated lies that they come up with, bro.
Yep.
It's like even social media, it's even worse, bro.
Oh yeah, yep.
To have an opinion or to voice your own opinion, bro, you get canceled. Really,
oh yeah, yep.
That's why, like, I don't even care. I'm gonna voice my damn opinion. If you don't like it, don't follow me. You don't have to like me. My group of people are small anyway.
Right.
You know. So
there's a couple I watch consistently, like Tucker Cross. He's fucking hilarious.
Well, Tucker's funny.
Yeah, Tucker is funny.
There's even so much I could deal with Tucker though. You know, it's the same way with everybody, bro. Like, look, I think I'll turn on Tucker mainly because I know I'm about to laugh my ass off.
Right.
Right, but it's not like I believe everything he says either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't.
Lie,
you can't.
So this is the reason why I've always said this country needs more parties, bro.
Yeah.
And I get, the idea of like people don't like it because you're gonna split up votes even more. You know, we've talked about this before,
right?
In
yeah.
private, but I think we need more parties, bro.
Yeah.
You know, like you're just consistently being lied to.
Them parties are gonna do the same thing.
Well, we don't know that yet.
Yeah, we do. Like, we do.
You can't say we do.
I think I do. Okay, so
like we don't have like
it's going to be the same thing. All these people are being paid, bro. Once you get somebody,
see, that's the thing. Like, you gotta get somebody in there that's not paid.
Okay, and then when they get in there, they're going to get paid too. These billionaires, they want shit to fall their way. Bro. It's not the problem. It's not like you can set all the rules you want, but you're never going to get it through.
Right.
Well,
you know what I mean? It's not going to happen.
Big money runs it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So,
but at the same time, like, the reason why I kind of disagree with you is because we haven't had that. So, until we start establishing new parties, like,
if we go with the, having new parties, we also need the, term limits. We need term limits, bro. There is.
How long has independence been trying to run?
I mean, it's not.
See, the problem is I know a lot of people that are independent, but the reason why they won't vote independent is because they're scared that.
Well, they never let their votes.
Yeah.
Listen, everybody lies and says, "Oh, get out and vote." You can't say, "Oh, my vote doesn't matter." Well, if you're voting independently, bro, your vote really doesn't matter.
Right? Yeah.
Because they always swing you left or right. So until we actually get a party with a party name, right? Like, like I said, Andrew Yang. I like Andrew Yang. He started the full party, right? Now it doesn't mean he's ever going to become president, but I really like what he stands for. I think he's a good, honest dude. I also think Bernie's a good, honest dude. We've had these conversations many times. Even though y'all think he's this hardcore socialist, I don't believe he is. But at the same time, it's for another podcast. We're not talking about it tonight. But, I think there's good people, man. I mean, you want to believe that shit.
Oh, yeah, you always want to believe there's good people, but
I feel like, I think we've ran the ground with the left and the right, bro. I just think we're kind of stuck right now. Just lies everywhere, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I think we need some kind of change. I think Donald Trump offered us that kind of change. I think he was too real to be a president.
Right.
He was too honest. And I think he tweeted too fucking much. Should have said on Twitter.
Yeah, true.
Even though that shit was...
But you know what?
Made for, great content.
When he got in there, he had to do the same shit, bro. He had to fucking sell to, you know what I mean? He had to fucking make shit.
We'll talk about that. We'll get on all that shit on the next spot.
Yeah.
Because we gotta get to this other shit. But so you want to get on
What Biden said.
Oh man. So do we have the clip? Do we have the clip of what he said?
I could probably pull it up.
I mean, there's a couple things he said.
Well, I want to focus on like what he said with he said something about getting Putin out of power. Everybody thinks that. Everybody says that, but they don't say it. The sitting U.S. president saying that shit live. Or did the optics of that look really horrible? And then the worst part was the White House tweeting out, walking back that statement.
They had to walk back all week.
Yeah, I got the clip right here.
All right, go ahead, play that.
All right. Hold on 1 second. Here we go.
Did not define Ukraine. It's a lie. It's just cynical. He knows that. And it's also obscene. President Zelensky was democratically elected. He's Jewish. His father's family was wiped out in the Nazi Holocaust. And Putin has the audacity, like all autocrats before him, to believe that might will make right. There's simply no justification or provocation for Russia's choice of war. It's an example, one of the oldest human impulses, using brute force and disinformation to satisfy a craving for absolute power and control. It's nothing less than a direct challenge to the rule-based international order established since the end of World War II. These international sanctions are sapping Russia's strength, its ability to replenish its military, and its ability to project power. And it is Putin, it is Vladimir Putin who is to blame, period. Don't even think about moving on 1 single inch of NATO territory. We have sacred obligation. We have a sacred obligation under Article 5 to defend each and every inch of NATO territory with the full force of our collective power. In this battle, we need to be clear-eyed. This battle will not be won in days or months either. We need to steel ourselves for the long fight ahead. A dictator bent on rebuilding an empire will never erase the people's love for liberty. Brutality will never grind down their will to be free. Ukraine will never be a victory for Russia, for free people refuse to live in a world of hopelessness and darkness. We will have a different future, a brighter future, rooted in democracy and principle, hope and light, decency and dignity, freedom and possibilities. For God's sake, this man cannot remain powerful.
Yeah.
Some pretty big words.
I mean, listen, there's a lot of truth in what he said there.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of things he said, like, but that ending, that was horrible.
Yeah.
You can't say that, and then if you're going to say that, you need to stick to your guns.
Right.
Even as horrible as the optics look, because the White House released a statement, and I should have pulled that up, but I didn't. They released a statement later on that night and basically walked back to everything he said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, it didn't look good, bro. What do you think?
Honestly, to me, it definitely didn't look good with him saying, like, the whole Vladimir Putin can't remain in power. Like, everybody knows that can't happen. You know what I mean? Like, Vladimir Putin, what he's doing to Ukraine is terrible. But for him just to be, I don't know, like,
you can't openly say that to another world leader.
And for him,
nuclear power. Bro.
Yeah, and I also feel like he's trying to incite a war with the whole, like, everybody knows you fuck with NATO, you're messing with everybody.
Yeah.
And for him to say what he said about,
and I don't think
that's just provoking, you know what I mean, provoking a war that doesn't need to happen. You know what I mean?
I think it provokes a proxy war.
Right.
Like what's already going on. Because Russia, even on So I think like Russia has like they're on TikTok, like Putin and all
Right.
that,
Yeah.
whoever runs Putin's accounts, and he admitted in one of the clips, which I can't play on here because you're not going to understand what he's saying. It's
Right.
just his subtitles. But he basically admits he's like, we know NATO's power. We know we can't go 1-on-1 versus NATO. We understand that. But they also need to understand too, we also have nuclear weapons. It's the reason why they have nuclear weapons. You can't, and I'm not saying anything's gonna come of this, but you cannot openly say that, man.
Yeah.
Like that was, and they knew that was horrible.
Yeah.
Like that's the problem with Biden, bro. He was going to just completely go off rails, and everything he said up to that point, is what it is. I mean, he made some good points. Like everybody knows, what Russia's doing,
Yeah.
but we also know America likes to provoke people too.
Yeah. Yeah.
What you think? Like, do you think we should have, because hold on, before this point, let me get to you.
I think he said what everybody else is thinking. Honestly, he shouldn't have said it. Just because of who he is.
Yeah, yeah.
There's been plenty of people that said you need to take out, Putin, but nobody's gonna listen to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean,
Yeah.
you're in control of the biggest military in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether anybody wants to think that or not,
Right.
You know what I mean? China might have the people, but they don't have the
No, they don't have the
technology and all.
technology.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's what everybody's thinking. He said it. He shouldn't have said it.
Right.
Just because of the position of power he's in. But I also think that like we just can't let these people just punk the shit out of us all the time.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what I think he's allowing us. He's allowing to happen.
Like I get they got nuclear weapons, but I'm gonna tell you right now, he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to shoot one nuclear weapon off in the world. He can fucking let them off right there and destroy the whole world.
Yeah, the entire world will be done.
Yeah.
All you got to do is just,
I mean,
he just have to, just
he doesn't
destroy
have to
of
shoot
his
one.
nuclear weapons.
Right, yeah.
That's all
You know what I
gotta
mean?
do. Like, just bomb his own nuclear weapon.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
And it will take out the world. So whether you got nukes or not, it doesn't matter if you send them. He
Right.
can just
Yeah, that's a good point,
he
bro.
can just
because
let them off where he's at.
even if he sent, like, say, if he sent like a dozen to the United States or all across NATO, right, every NATO country, he's just killing his own people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not going to survive anyway. So
Yeah.
like the blackout that would be like, kill everything.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
So it doesn't really matter. It's just it's one of those things. Nuclear weapons is kind of a stupid idea because you can't really shoot them off right without causing like
Mass destruction
mass
everywhere.
destruction and crazy global warming.
Yeah.
Right.
So like it's just a stupid thought, right? The idea of doing it, and I don't think he would. But the dude he comes across like senile. I think he wants people to think he's crazy, right? Putin, right?
Right.
But Biden, I think he is kind of senile.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Biden is.
Half of his speech you can barely understand. He mumbles through
But
it.
if you look at the wars, right? Like even like Crimea, like when they invaded Crimea and took Crimea, who was the vice president at that time? Biden was.
Yeah.
Right? It's kind of ironic that this happens when Biden's president. Right?
Yeah.
It's almost like a damn Biden thing. But what do you think before we get to the transgenders in sports? What do you think about that report that was released? That I think was the American military higher ups think that
generals.
essentially Russia wants to turn Ukraine into North and South Korea. Like, they have that parallel that separates North and South Korea.
Right.
Yeah. And the thinking behind it is basically Russia wants to split Ukraine in half, where it'd be like, okay, this is NATO territory essentially, and then this is our territory, and then that territory would essentially, what Russia would take over would be the buffer zone in between NATO and Russia. Right now, personally, in my opinion, I hope it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Because I feel for the Ukrainian people, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They don't deserve that shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
I like President Zelensky, bro. He's Jewish. His I think his mom and dad were run his family like concentration camps and stuff like that. Like, I like Zelensky, bro. I feel for the Ukrainian people. I hope that doesn't happen because that just means a proxy war that's never gonna fucking end.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and how do you have control over splitting up a country, right? Like, how the how's that even legal?
Yeah, I
bro?
know. I don't even know
Well,
how to.
I just don't know how he would. He can't even take over a fucking town.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He can't take over a city.
They're
How
struggling
are you,
really
how are
bad
you
right
going
now.
to keep
Struggling.
control of that city?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's going to be so
Well,
much rebellion.
they're-
And then there's the thing like, okay, if you were to do that, you lost the war because now NATO's on your doorstep anyway.
Right.
Because now that part of
Yeah,
Ukraine
you just
is
gave
Russia.
free range,
Yeah.
So now NATO's going to take over that little bit of Ukraine, whatever.
So I said it's never in the proxy war.
So
Yeah.
it's just he's a lose-lose situation.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like now, if they just need to come out and be like, the shit needs to stop.
Mhm.
Stop it. You're gonna pay for every fucking damage you did. You know what I mean? You're just gonna pay for every damage you did.
Absolutely, bro.
And then
gotta be.
And then they're never gonna join NATO, bro.
Right.
You know, just it's just it.
Yeah, I think the whole joining NATO shit. I think we just saw this shit. Just don't join NATO.
Right.
Right. Like, no, I get it. I understand the thought process behind, like, you know, it's a free society, a free country, right? They can decide to join whatever the fuck they want to, and I would agree, right? I would agree on under any circumstances except for, do you want a proxy war that's going to never end? I mean, do you want Syria? Because Syria is like a proxy war that is never going to end.
Right.
Like, it's like never an end in sight in Syria, right? So do you want to continue to do that? Like, or do you just be like, look, okay, we're not going to join NATO, but you're also not going to limit our military capacity. I think that's the sticking point with Zelensky, is more like, okay, NATO, it is what it is. We could still be friends with them.
Right.
You know, it's fine, whatever. We're still going to have military advisors in here. I think the California National Guard's been training them since Crimea.
Right.
Right. So, like, so that's fine. I think the sticking point is Russia wants them to limit their military capacity.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Like, Russia doesn't want Ukraine to have a better military than they. I mean, shit, they already have.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you really look at it, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
So.
Well, so here's the thing, like, but I don't like. I know there's a lot of propaganda in Russia and shit, but these higher up people in Russia are seeing what's going on. Like, I really believe this is Putin's last stand. Like, this is it. Like, I wouldn't
disagree with that.
If shit doesn't happen for him the right way, he's out, bro.
Yeah.
I think
so
it doesn't.
now you're leaving Russia in crumbles.
Yeah.
Now the next people are gonna have to clean up your shit.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be weak as hell, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
and there was a report. I don't know if you guys seen this or not. There was a report, and I can't. It's hard to put like pictures side to side and look at somebody from like now 5 years ago, right? Because people always age.
Right.
There was a report that like maybe like he's seriously ill, like something's wrong with him.
Right.
I mean, he does look different, bro.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know, I do get like, you know, it's kind of hard to match up, but you can see like it kind of looked like he had a what do you call that when like your side of your face gets droopy?
I forget what it is, but yeah, I
You know
what
what I'm
you're
talking
talking
Yeah.
about.
Like, not like you had like a heart attack or a stroke.
Stroke,
or
right,
like that,
yeah.
but it was like something. And his face kind of looked a little bit off, like
He
something's
looks
wrong.
swollen.
Yeah. But like, you don't really, you know, like I said, like you said, there's a lot of like propaganda, bro. Like,
Right.
With the news breakers, like, what do you believe, right?
Yeah.
Like, I've seen photos of like, you know, say like people will post like photos of Kyiv, but then they'll post photos of like a different country. It look the exact same.
Right.
And like I said, everything can be doctored, right? It's
Yeah.
easy to doctor, you know, photo. So it's hard to believe. All I know at the end of the day, where I stand on this is, I feel for the Ukrainian people.
Oh yeah.
Like, I made a shirt, you know, that I wear that says I stand with Ukraine.
Right.
And that has nothing to do with, you know, my U.S. political stance or supporting this person, supporting that. It's strictly with the people, man. Because it's horrible, bro. Like, the last thing, you know, anybody needs is yet another proxy war that's being fought between Russia and the United States. Because that's essentially what this is.
Right.
Bro.
Yeah.
It's going to turn into a proxy war. It's like, you know, it's basically like, you know, who's got the bigger muscles, bro? You know what I mean? And listen, after this Russia thing, I don't want to hear anything about being afraid of Russia anymore.
Yeah.
Like, nothing about Russia scares me.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Like, everyone, you know, I remember I used to have conversations with people and they'd be like, oh, well, Russia's, you know, we decided to go to war with Russia, we would have a problem. Like, I don't think so.
Right. Yeah.
Like, do away with nuclear power, bro. Like, just let's not even bring that into into perspective. Like,
Right.
just like military wise, like what their capabilities, bro. I think we clean them up pretty quickly.
Oh yeah.
If we went in from the east, yeah, we'd wipe them off the fucking map.
Right.
Now,
I think like
the Western Ukraine is, not
Russia.
Western Russia.
Well, they do got some rough ass terrain.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild, but we would never go that route. You know what I mean? We're gonna go to our strength. You know what I mean?
And I'm not saying like, let me back up a little bit. I don't want to make it seem like we wipe them up in like 2 days, but considering what people thought previous to this Ukraine war, I think like fighting Russia, if I was like in the military right now, I'm probably like, yo, bro, this ain't gonna be that hard.
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, they're running from like small battalions.
Yeah.
Right? Like I mean, we talked about this last time. They ran my man's legs over. The general.
The general.
He died.
Did he die? Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, they have no structure over there in their military at all, bro. I really think it would take maybe a month in Russia.
And that's why, like, I want to touch on last time, but we didn't get to it. We didn't have time. So I don't, how we got like the NSA, CIA,
right?
Like that. Well, their intelligence agency. I don't remember exactly what it's called. Putin has been laying a lot of the blame. I think like one of the guys got ousted. He got arrested. I think the head guy and then his deputy got arrested.
Right.
Because they said that they undervalued the strength of Ukraine when they went in there. Right? Like when they were drawing up, battle plans.
Right.
Which almost seems like no one drew up battle plans.
Yeah.
They went in as an occupational force instead of a war force. So I think that's what kind of screwed them up because they went in there thinking like, okay, town by town, we're just going to occupy.
Mm-hmm.
You're just going to go in there and, take the town, create martial law, right? Run the town, right? They didn't go in as like a full-blown war force, which they should have. And if they did, I think maybe the outcome was a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean, if they went in there full force, Ukraine wouldn't have handled it. They couldn't handle it.
Right. I like Ukraine, bro. I like their odds now, but I agree with you. I don't think. I think
they're just outnumbered, bro.
Yeah. Well, that also explains too, right? Why so many reserves were sent in before. Like you had 7, bro. I seen kids that looked like they were 16 that were captured.
So there was young kids that were captured, and they even Ukraine people were even allowing them to call their family and shit like that.
That makes Russia look even weaker, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you knew they were fucking stopping you from the beginning. That first week, you knew you had no chance with the reserves.
Yeah, first
why don't you just send your fucking people in there?
Yeah.
Like, all right, we're done with this.
And my whole thing is, why not, like, send the proper gear and, like fuel? Like, you need fuel, and your soldiers were running out of fuel on the side of the road.
Tankers, bro, they would just get fucking destroyed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe probably not enough tankers, like you say.
Right.
Because, listen, at the end of the day, we don't really know. We get Russia's facts, we get America's facts, and then we get Ukraine's facts.
Right.
And they're all different.
Yep.
Right? So, like.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Is there no gas stations in Ukraine?
Yeah.
I mean,
so Russia's pipeline runs through Ukraine.
Right.
They control what fuel goes in there, bro.
Yeah.
So, if you're having a problem with fuel, go get it.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can pump as much shit as you want.
I've seen videos of like them pulling up to like gas stations and shit like that.
Right.
Like I don't know if they're going to go get something to eat or what like that, but I mean they're being firebombed with those Molotov cocktails.
Oh yeah.
From everybody. What's funny too? Quick little story is when we were playing. I think it was it you, Sean, was playing Call of Duty?
What?
It was like right after like the story broke about how like. Everyone in Ukraine was making like tens and tens of thousands of Molotov cocktails.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, we were playing the game, and I swear, in that one match, I got bombarded with like 50 Molotov cocktails.
Yeah, I was on there with y'all.
I was like, bro, I've never seen anyone throw a Molotov cocktail.
Because we were the Spetsnaz.
yeah, we were the Spetsnaz group, bro. And I seriously thought the other team was taking it seriously. We were actually Russian, bro. Like,
I remember that.
And I'm like, bro, they're like, I'm burning the hell up, bro. What the hell's going on?
Yeah, I remember that.
So you want to get to this kid? You want to take that?
You want to do the kid? All right, let's talk about this teen that died in the Florida amusement park.
on the
Man.
free for all drop.
Yeah, I seen the video and it was just terrible, bro. I feel so sad for the family, like, and like that the theme park. Like, why did you not check to make sure people were locked in? You know what I mean? Like
Bro,
that's your job. Like
we've been to quite a few.
Yeah.
And how many times have we seen that they don't really check?
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
it happens a lot,
They
bro. That's
really
the
don't.
problem.
And yeah, it's crazy, bro. Like just for you not checking, you cost somebody life. You know what I mean?
Pisses me off too with social media, bro. There's some video clips people can upload, like fights, stuff like that. Some things you laugh at. But my daughter saw that video on Twitter.
Right.
That's horrifying, bro.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
why would you post that on Twitter, man? Like, the problem is with social media, bro, everybody wants likes and clicks and
It's clout.
Yeah, they want clout, bro. And why would you post that, man? Like, that
Yeah,
was
that's-
horrible, bro. Like,
That's not only is it horrible, but you're putting the family through that again. You know what I mean?
to
They
keep
have
watching that.
yeah, they have to see that, like see the last seconds of their kid's life. Like
They got
that's
a lawyer.
terrible, bro.
They got a lawyer quick, bro, and I'm glad for them.
Right?
I
Yeah.
hope they bankrupt that amusement park.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope they take them for whatever they got. And listen, I don't really care. I don't really care how much money they get. It's never going to bring the kid back, bro. And the thing is, too, is like after watching that and the stories, like the horror stories of this, this happening around the country, it seems like it happens. Listen, if it happens one time, it's entirely too many.
Right. Yeah.
Right, but it happens a lot now. I know you don't want to be those parents that like panic and be like, "Oh, I'm never gonna let my kids go on rides because of this," but that's a reality, and I don't blame people for that. I mean, my wife said that last night when I got home. She was like, because she's been talking about this the last couple of days,
Right.
and she's like, she told my kid straight up, like, "Yeah, it's not happening anymore.
Right.
Like, you're not getting on these rides anymore." Because just imagine that, right? Like, as me being a father, like raising your kids for as long as you do. And then how old was he? 14?
14.
Raising your kid is 14, young man playing football, right? Got a bright future ahead of him. And then in a blink of an eye, you're having fun. And he dies because of someone else's neglect. Like, could you imagine, like, me being a parent, bro?
And the fact of the matter of him knowing that his death was coming, because he told his friend, he was like, "Make sure you tell my mom and dad that I love them." Like, you know what I mean? He knew he wasn't buckled in. He knew he was going to die
I
because
didn't
of
know
that.
that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He told his friend that was sitting right next to him. He was like, "Tell my mom and dad that I love them," and because they knew he wasn't buckled in.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah, and like the last minute of his life, like for
someone
having
needs to be arrested, bro.
yeah, yeah, the person that was in charge of that ride needs to be locked up. There needs to be a manslaughter charge.
Some people are saying, well, maybe because he was a bigger young man, he played football. Maybe that the seatbelt wouldn't actually click. Well, then they should have.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like, because they'll definitely tell you on like water parks if you're too big to go down a damn slide.
Yep.
So if you're too big, that's not on the kid.
Yeah.
That's on them.
Exactly. And that's for them to point out and be like, okay, you can't do this ride. Like somebody should point it out. Like, and I'm sorry, like, you can see when them seats are latched in.
Yeah.
You can see, I don't know if you've seen, but yeah, but I don't know if you've seen the pictures, but you can see his was raised above more than anybody else's. So like, how does that not throw red flags? You know what I mean? So it's sad, it's really sad.
The problem is people settle too fast. So they're going to lawyer up, take their people to court, but they're going to settle.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're going to listen. The whole point
Instead of actually proving your point and just wiping them the fuck out and be like, this should never happen again, you're going to settle out of court for a buku amount of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'll give them a lot of money.
They're going to give them.
But it's all hush hush money.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately, it's what's going to happen. This happens every single time.
Yep.
Too much from now, we won't even be talking about this.
Yeah.
They'll settle this quickly. I imagine this will get settled real quickly. It won't even hit a courtroom.
Oh yeah.
I imagine it's going to settle quickly, bro. And then this company is right back into business.
Yep.
And unfortunately, something else is probably going to want to happen.
Six Flags had this happen to them. It was years ago. They had a Superman ride.
Yeah.
Well, during the ride, they were going through like a city. Like they have a city set up, makes you look like you're going to a city.
Right.
So during that ride, when they went down to go through the city, so when you're in that ride, you're hooked up, like you're laying down.
Right. Yeah. Like you're flying.
Well, that came unlatched and dropped the people and dropped their legs down. Dude lost his legs.
Yeah.
Like he hit something in that city, it cut his legs right off.
Yeah.
They discontinued that ride.
Right.
You know what I mean? But nobody's gonna discontinue. Everybody has a free falling ride now. You know what I mean? Like that and that whole slingshot thing. I won't get on them things.
And my kids have been on.
I have been on the slingshot.
I won't get on them.
So, and you know, another thing is too, like, one thing I will absolutely not allow anymore is my kids to get on carnival rides. Now, I don't know if that was like a theme park, if that was like a carnival setup or whatever, but like carnival rides are the worst, bro.
Oh yeah, because they're.
Well, there's no maintenance on them.
Yeah.
They just set them up, break them down, go to the next town, make their money, set them up.
Yeah, you hear a lot about carnival rides, bro.
Yep.
So, yeah, man, I just, you know, that's horrible, man.
Yeah, I feel for his family, man.
I hope they take them for whatever the hell they can.
Yeah.
But listen, it doesn't really matter how much they get. It's never, you never want to create wealth because of a family member's death.
Yeah.
That sucks. Take them for whatever the hell you can.
Yeah.
Make sure somebody gets prosecuted.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but like anything, man, you know, big money runs this country, bro.
Yep.
And, you know, they have enough money to hush people, and that's just kind of what it is, Joe. So,
yep. Pretty much it.
All right, you, last thing, you want to get into this whole situation with transgenders in sports?
Transgenders in sports.
And in particular, are you going to talk about,
Leah Thomas?
Yeah,
Leah Thomas.
So my point on that is like, so she became like the first person to ever win, right? Like, was it the win?
What, transgender?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my whole thing is
win the 500-yard freestyle.
Yeah. So my whole thing is when that dude, like when he was labeled a male, he was ranked like 460 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, well, he's a male.
Yeah, he's definitely male. Yeah,
but here's the problem. Like, so he went like 2 years swimming with the males.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So where was his issue at of he was being a woman then? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Just because you couldn't win, you go and switch your.
That's pretty much what it was.
Well, I don't know all that. I don't know the complete backstory.
Well, he swam for 2 years.
I don't know like the
male.
backstory, but you know, maybe he wanted to become a woman. Maybe he didn't.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if he switched just because he figured he might be able to win, or maybe just switched because, you know, he wanted to be a woman. Right? That is how people are. You know,
right.
People want to switch, become a woman. Some people want to switch, become a man. But as far as like whatever he decided he wanted to do, that's his business. What I'm talking about is specifically sports, right? To me, I just don't think it's fair, man.
Yeah, it's not fair.
You know, it's not fair, bro.
To me, you're taking the what females have been like, you know, going for. You're pushing them back now. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, listen. I mean, listen. Not everybody's going to agree. You know, some people are going to disagree. You know, some people are going to agree. My whole point is, you know, I don't think it's fair.
Yeah.
It's you know, it's like a woman becoming a male and expecting to win, you know, that 500, you know, meter freestyle. Like, no.
See, a lot of people advocated for this, and that's fine. You know what I mean? You want to do you, but what people really just don't understand is we're built different, bro. We are built different.
Yeah.
Like, women are not built like men, and men aren't built like women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just that. Like
I'm definitely not clamoring to have a baby.
Yeah.
As a man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You know what I mean? But, like, we're just built different.
You know what? My stance has always been like, you know, I respect women for the things that they do.
Right.
And I understand there's a lot of things women do that I can't do.
Right.
Right. And vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot of things women can't do that men do.
Right.
And I respect women for being able to do what they do, knowing I can't do it.
Right.
But not once have I sat back and thought, I'd love to have a baby. I'd love to do that.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I mean, having a baby isn't logical anyway, but, you know, I've never said like I'd want to do that. Like, you know, I just don't need to do what they do.
Right.
Right. I'm perfectly fine with doing what I do. And then when it comes to like sports, man, I just don't think it's fair to women, bro. I just don't think it's fair to women to prepare as much as they do and not have a chance in hell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, he looked like he won by quite a bit.
No, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Right? It was like, and then they even said like,
it was a couple
even
seconds or something.
when they were doing the intros, like when they said his name or her name, you know, it was awkward silence.
Right. Yeah.
It's like people didn't really know how to.
Well, that was after he won, and that's another thing. It's like you want to do this, and that's fine, but when they announced that you were a winner, and everybody's like, "The fuck."
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
nobody said anything. Like, how did that make you feel?
Right.
Like nobody cheered you because you won. You know
It's
what I mean?
also like social media, seeing people that we're all good or are good with certain situations, but weren't good with this situation. It's like, you know, I've seen women who were, you know, cheering for, you know, a lot of situations, but when this happened, they weren't too happy about this.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
well, you can't have, you know, your cake and eat it too.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Like, so you can't pick and choose when you're mad about a situation because a man won a woman's race. Right. Like, you know.
Yeah, but they're again not all advocated for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree.
Like,
but I'm talking like specifics. Like I've seen specific people who try to go over the boundaries of like, you know, making it be noticed. Like, hey, listen, here's my hand. It's raised. I'm with you. But then get mad when it drops. Like, see, if a woman would have won something, that same particular person that I've seen would have been like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You know, and then when, you know, a man just won a woman's race, they're like, oh, that's a unfair competitive advantage. I'm like, well, wait, you said something completely different 2 months ago. Right. Like, it's just, you know, that's kind of how this country is. It's all flip-floppy, bro. Like, you don't have to say, like, you know, no one's advocating saying, oh, we don't like transgender people. Like, listen, I advocate people to do whatever the hell makes you feel comfortable. I don't care.
Honestly, I don't care at all. Like,
I mean,
if it doesn't bother
me,
as
long as it doesn't affect me.
Yeah, if it doesn't affect me, I don't give a shit what you do.
I don't care what you do. What I'm saying is, in sports, bro, I just think personally, I think it's an fair competitive advantage.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Here's another. Women gotta open their eyes. Like, you don't see a woman saying, "Oh yeah, I identify as a man, but go play in the NFL." It's not gonna happen, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, listen, like there's like
they're not gonna go play in NBA.
There's like kickers in high school football that are girls. You played football, so you know. But there's kickers, you know, that play high school sports. But you know, another thing with that too is like I don't advocate my daughters to go out for football in high school, bro. You get one hit, bro, it's going to destroy them.
Oh yeah,
right? Like you said, we're built different, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't want to go out and play field hockey, right? Like it just to me it's like why is the country all of a sudden now we need to do what everyone else does, right? Like, no, do what you do, right? Pave your own way. You don't have to do this because I'm gonna tell you right now, there will never be a day that a woman ever plays in the NFL.
No,
that's never gonna happen, bro.
Yeah.
So the liability. I mean, you have a 320-pound tackle, bro.
Oh yeah,
hitting like a 115-pound wide receiver. That's a woman, bro. He's gonna kill.
Or even be a kicker, bro.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Kickers get laid out in the NFL all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm just advocating.
If somebody blocks a kick, they're going to go lay her out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like nobody's going to two-hand touch her, bro.
Like like here's a story. Like when I was in my freshman year in high school, I was friends with this kid. He was shorter than me, but he was a big dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he wasn't muscular, but he had strength, bro. Like I'm saying, like he was strong as fuck. And he they played Dickinson, I think it was, and they had a kicker that was a girl. He laid her the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like, laid her out, bro. They had to carry this chick off the field. He didn't even know it was a chick.
Yeah.
But when like, at halftime, they're like, yo, you laid out a chick. Yo, he felt so fucking bad, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And he shouldn't have, and you know, the sad part is, too, is like, you're playing football, you shouldn't feel bad.
Yeah.
And that's the problem, bro. Like, that right there creates an unfair advantage. When you feel like you can't hit someone when they're playing a man's sport because it's a female.
Yeah. But,
right? If it's a female, you're like, oh, I can't really hit her that hard. Like, the last thing I want to do is turn on the NFL and watch a flag football game.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of see that with Tom Brady now, but.
Yeah, Tom Brady's definitely a woman.
But no, I mean, it's not right, bro. It's,
like, you know, the thing is, like, this. The point I'm making is, I just think people should be doing, like, listen, if you want to be transgender, it's fine. It doesn't bother me. Not
Yeah.
Or
I don't think you should be going. You know, if you're a man, right, you want to become a woman. I think sports shit should be done.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Like, you shouldn't be jumping in a woman's pool. Right. Like, I just don't like that. I just don't think it's right to women. Now, mind you, there's gonna be a lot of women, probably women who listen to this and like, I disagree. That's fine. Everyone has their own point of view. It doesn't mean you hate me or I hate you.
Right.
It's just my point, right? It's the same thing with the NFL. Like, I'd rather not see a woman get destroyed by a 320-pound lineman.
So here's my thing. If they're going to do that, that's fine. Don't, like you said, don't get into a man's sport. Don't get into a woman's sport.
Yeah.
Create your own fucking sport.
Yeah, you
know what I mean?
Too.
Like, if you want to be transgender, go find 100 other transgender people and swim against them.
Right.
No, I get it. Like, I mean, there could be sports like that, and another thing too. Like,
I mean, we have Special Olympics. Bro.
Yeah, I understand women don't like the idea. Like, listen, I give these girls a lot of praise that go out and they want to play football and stuff like that, like tackle football.
Right.
I give them that, and I understand that, you know, women are exploited. You know, it is what it is, right? And I think they changed the name of that league. It used to be called the Lingerie Football League. I'm not sure what it's called.
I think it's called what is it called?
I forget what.
Yeah, but they create their own league. You know what I mean?
But see, that was I think that was a male created league.
It was.
But the problem is, right, and they got like most of the coaches are men, bro. And like, I've seen these clips, bro, and like, these dudes are like
digging in their ass.
Yeah, digging their ass, bro. Like, cussing the fuck out.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, like, stop treating them like they're men. Like, these chicks are tough as shit, bro.
Yeah, it's called X League now.
Yeah, it used to be called a lingerie football league. But the thing is, too, right, is like, about that league is like, I get it. Like, if that pisses you off, and which, you know, it would piss me off too, right? If I was a female, like, I gotta, you know, damn near wear like barely nothing to get views.
Right.
That's unfortunately the way things are, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, here's the problem about that. If they start a league like fully clothed like men, it'd be just like the WNBA.
Yep.
Like the NBA trying to fund WNBA, you know, and NBA players trying to push people to watch WNBA. It's unfortunate that, you know, men don't support women leagues like they support men leagues.
Right.
They're just not as popular, right? And unless you're bikini splatted, you know, kind of like WWE and the what day do they call that? Like in the 2000s? It was like the hardcore stage when, like, you know, blood and gore, and, you know, all the women were having bikini matches and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
You know, that stuff creates ratings, man. Listen, I don't know how you fix that problem. All I know is, you know, if you put a woman in the NFL, bro, it's going to end horribly wrong.
Yeah.
The same thing with like the cheerleaders. Like, maybe you just need to do away with cheerleaders, right? Because of, like, you know, the way they get hawked at games, right? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know how to fix this, bro.
Here's what I'm saying. To each their own. If you want to go out and play in lingerie and that's your thing, you want to do that, that's fine.
I agree.
If you want to be a cheerleader and be gawked at, that's your thing.
I
You're gonna get what comes with that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't be all up in arms if people are doing that. You know what I mean? Or saying certain things.
Yeah.
But like, even the WNBA, it's not amusing, bro. Like, I don't find it amusing. There might be people out there that do.
Yeah, people.
Right.
I mean, people like it. Listen, and that's the thing. Just because you don't like WNBA doesn't mean you feel a certain type of way about women.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I personally don't watch it. I mean, I watch some of the playoff games, but
I don't think it's entertaining.
But even the NBA, I don't sit back and watch every NBA game. Right?
Yeah, I don't.
So I mean, it's even football. I'm not watching every single football game, right? But I, you know, I'm a guy, right? I like guy things, right? So like, it's just natural. But listen, it's a hard topic to talk about because you don't really have a stance, right? Like, there's no like side. All I know is the only thing I do believe is I just would rather not see women in football because it's not going to end well, right? And then the thing is too is like when the problem is if you know, first woman is an NFL player, right? Everybody's gonna be like, yeah, you know, finally the NFL is doing something right. Then when she gets murdered,
Yeah,
right?
they're gonna be all
She gets murdered on the
arms.
field, they're gonna be up in arms. Like, bro, you just asked for this.
Yeah.
What did you think was gonna happen? Right? Like, you can't do something knowing the backlash or something bad, the potential, you know, bad things that the ramifications that could come with that. You don't do that knowing that and then create, you know, chaos after it happens.
Right.
Honestly,
That's like it's like teasing a pit bull and expecting the pit bull not to bite you and they get mad when they bite you.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
honestly, like this is one of the only countries you can do that shit in.
Yeah, I mean, other countries you want to be transgender, bro.
Look at Ukraine right now, bro. Right? Like, not to touch back on that, but they're keeping transgender people back to fight.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But like other countries don't do this shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you go to other countries.
Laws outlawed.
The other countries, women get treated horribly, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like they fought. Women have fought for so much in this country, equal rights and all that shit. And people are just throwing that shit away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're just throwing that shit away. Like we said, whatever you believe in is what the fuck you believe in.
Yeah.
Don't bring it on other people.
Mm-hmm.
If people are going to accept it, they're going to accept it.
Yeah, it's the same thing with the church thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
Fine. If you want to,
Like,
you
don't
believe in
knock on my
whatever you
fucking
want.
door.
You want to go to church?
Yeah,
Don't knock
exactly.
on my fucking door.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
I remember I sold something to a guy one time. Like, I found something in the storage unit. He put it online. He wanted to buy it. Bro, I spent like 15 minutes with this man in my parking lot, right? When I lived in the apartment complex. Spent like 15 minutes with this dude. Handing me cards telling me I should go to the church. I'm like, yo, this is not going to end well for you, player.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
you don't know me very well. And that's just not what I do.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't need to shower my beliefs into people and on this, you know, podcast. I believe in what I believe in.
Right.
And I damn sure don't need to go to church to prove.
Yeah.
Just like the churches don't need to be handing that bucket out, you know, every damn week for people to shove money in. And just like the damn preachers don't need to be driving Mercedes. Like, did God tell you need a Mercedes?
I don't have a problem with people that go to church. I don't have a problem with people being gay. I don't have a problem with people being transgender. It's just don't push it on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's not for everybody.
Yeah, I don't need to
You know what I
hear
mean?
like the glorified. Like, if you want to be a God-fearing man, you want to be transgender, you want to be gay, you want to, you know, whatever the hell you decide you want to do. I don't need a post every day. You cheering yourself. Like, I feel like people clout chase entirely too much.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
That's
it
the
is.
same
That's
thing.
what
It's like,
social media opened up a can of worms with that shit, bro.
yeah, it's like everyone clout chases. Like, well, did you do this shit for likes? Like, there's a lot of shit people do, man. They just do for likes. I'm not saying somebody's going to go full transgender just for a like, right? But I'm saying in general, like everything. Like, people always look for likes. You know, they want to be followed, and then a lot of people getting rich off of this shit. Man.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, you kind of see it on like TikTok. TikTok is a big exposure of that. So you'll get one video it's like, oh yeah, that shit's funny as hell, and then the next 10 videos are people copying that,
Right.
just
Yeah.
to try to get that
Yeah.
the same likes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah,
yeah, man. Listen,
it is what it is.
it's a hard topic to you know, it's a hard topic to talk about, you know, because everyone has their own opinion, right? And the problem is like, your opinion doesn't align with this opinion, you know, you're biased, you're this, you know.
You're
But
sexist. You're
here's the thing,
everything.
though. I don't give a shit. So if you don't like what I said, don't listen to it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bro. That's how this country should be. You know like what I said, right? Like unless I'm saying some like derogatory shit, right? Like unless I'm walking around with like a Klan suit on,
right?
That's different, bro.
Yeah.
But I have my own opinions. If you don't like them, don't listen to them. If you listen to our show, and we're gonna talk about everything. There's not a single damn thing that we won't touch.
Right. Yeah.
And people can comment. Like if you listen to this show right now, right, and there's a topic you want us to discuss, and if you want to discuss it with us, comment.
Yeah.
Like we'll discuss it. We'll talk about whatever. We talk about everything from personal shit that has happened to us to the funniest shit. Like we got shit we want to touch on we haven't even touched on, like some funny shit. But you know, it's our opinion, right? Like if you don't like, you don't like it, and you leave a comment and be like, oh, Jimmy, I don't like the way you said it. I'm like, okay, I don't give a shit. Don't listen.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not for everybody.
So I'm not trying to degrade each generation, but that's how we were brought up.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you know what I mean? Like there used to be a saying.
We didn't have social media when we were a kid.
Yeah.
There used to be a saying like sticks and stones may break my bones, but words never hurt.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
that means absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Nowadays, words hurt everybody.
Oh yeah, yeah. Everybody.
Leave that shit alone, bro. If just block that shit the fuck out. If you can't, then go sit in a corner somewhere.
Yeah. Go hide underneath the rock.
Yeah.
Go hide underneath the rock.
Something shit.
Delete your internet.
Or go hang out with people that you want that believe you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, don't bring that shit on me, and don't try to cancel me because you believe something different. That's your belief, bro.
Exactly.
Opinions are like assholes. They're got you know what I mean?
Yeah. We've had conversations with. I mean, even history, right? Like, we all differ in our own opinions, but we know how to talk about it. Like, listen, you're going to listen to this podcast, and you're going to hear us arguing a lot.
Yep.
And in particular, me and Sean, we get into heated fucking debates.
Okay.
And you and Sean need to get into heated fucking debates.
Yeah, I mean, we all will.
Against the world.
Yeah, I think you believe that.
Yeah, I think so too.
But,
like y'all get in debates too.
Yeah, we all will. Like,
and it's funny.
It's just
too,
what happens.
Like,
you know what I mean?
I can tell when someone's getting mad. Like, in particular, like Chunks, when he gets mad, his face gets super fucking red, and then you gotta like poke the bear at that.
Yeah, but our problem is we do poking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
y'all poke
to it.
Y'all just keep poking to you.
Like on the game when he's like at the bottom or something. And we're like, fuck you, you're trash. Like, fuck this shit.
And it's funny too, because when he disappears, like typically when we get off the game, everybody's like, all right, bro, I'm getting off for the night. I'm going to sleep. Chunks, when he's mad, bro, he disappears. That's only Shane that notices it, bro. He's always like, bro, this motherfucker really just leave without saying anything? Like, bro. And it's funny, too, because when he make fun of Robbie, I'm like, bro, you do the same exact thing that Robbie be doing, bro. Then he'll text us, and he'll be like, oh.
My internet froze.
Like, yeah, like my screen froze. Or I'm like, bro.
Sometimes it happens like that.
But that just goes back to what we're saying, though. Like, we all disagree with each other, but we're here. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
We
but
do
listen,
our
it
thing.
doesn't mean, we go out to lunch all the time. Yeah. We go to breakfast all the time. We hang out all the time.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
So it doesn't mean, like, just because, say if you like Trump more than I do, doesn't mean we can't hang out, right? Like,
or it doesn't mean that we stop talking about it.
Yeah, the problem is this country, though. This country, bro. Like the minute my views don't align with your views,
you walk away.
I saw some lady tweet, bro, and this is the clout chasing shit I'm talking about. And this is, this goes back to when I was talking about, the whole shit we're talking about is, transgenders and sports and clout chasing and everything like that. This is the clout chasing I'm particularly talking about. Like I saw a lady tweet out that she had left her husband. She don't talk to her 2 daughters. She doesn't talk to her mother anymore.
God damn.
Bro, all this shit, bro. And she was like, you know what? I'm proud of it. And this chick had like 20, 30,000 likes, 10,000 retweets. And
That's
I'm
crazy.
Like, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Like, all these people that align with you, right? And I think she was a Democrat because she voted Biden. They liked, they liked someone else. And I was like, you're just a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I am not going to divorce my wife because she likes Joe Biden.
Yeah.
And I like someone else better. Right? Like, no, I don't care. Like, we can talk about it. And the thing is like, if we're going to have, like, we're gonna have opinions, right? And in this country, you're allowed to have a damn opinion, even though nowadays it looks like you can't have an opinion unless it's their opinion.
Exactly.
Right? The system is forced us to basically segregate us, right? And not into color. It's into what class you decide you want to vote for.
Right.
And that's the problem, man. Like, people don't see this shit. Like, yo, when's the last time you voted for somebody and you actually got what you wanted?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, why are we sending, $20 million to Pakistan for
a transgender
program?
Yeah.
Bro? Like, bro, look at all the money we sent to Ukraine.
Now, that's motherfuckers over there hate women, bro.
I know.
They would throw a woman off a building. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you know what's funny, bro?
You can't even show your face in
I read a story years ago, bro, about Afghanistan, where they said the house cat has more say than the woman does in the house.
Yeah.
Like, it says the man, the house cat, the children, the house cat, and then the woman.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, we're sending $20 million for a transgender program. You know why? Because we're pushing our democracy on everyone, bro. Not everyone, especially in particular these Muslim countries, not every single Muslim country wants to become a democracy, bro.
Right, yeah.
We got to stop pushing our values and our views on everyone and worry about our own damn country. Because, bro, we're sending trillions, billions and trillions of dollars over to Ukraine. And listen, you already know how I feel about the Ukrainian people. But, bro, have you seen Baltimore? Baltimore's dirty as shit.
Yeah. Honestly, at this point, it would have just been more worth it for us to be in a war.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, we'd have saved more money. Because the war would have been over by now. You know what I mean? We wouldn't have spent... We're probably a couple $1 trillion over there already.
Bro, who knows?
I mean, that's just nobody knows how...
We spent $800 billion one time, right? Or 800 million or something like that.
It was 8.6 billion is what we sent one time.
And then
we sent 5.4 billion another time.
You know what's funny though? People, you know what's funny is people always tweet out. They're always like, "Oh well, we can't just print money and give it to people. It's you can't do that, right? It devalues the.
We do it every fucking day.
Devalues the dollar. Well, why the hell can we do it to other countries? Why are we sending all this money, right? And in the bills like the COVID relief bill, right? The COVID relief bill had all these damn things because you got to cater to both sides, right? If you want to get a bill passed quickly, you got to cater to both the Democrats and Republicans. So the Democrats might want something in the bill that Republicans don't want. And the next thing you know, we're sending $20 million over to damn Pakistan for a transgender program. Right. That's their problem. Let them deal with it. Well, we can't even feed our own people. We have vets that are homeless as shit, bro.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We shouldn't even have any homeless people if we're sending money overseas. Kind of you know what I mean?
You know how much open land is in this country, bro? You could developed
buildings across this whole fucking country for them to live in.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And here's another thing. So we could have did that. And the amount of food that's wasted by these fast food restaurants every fucking day, bro.
Yeah, look at Dunkin' Donuts, bro.
Go find somewhere to donate that shit to.
Honestly,
if I'm homeless, I don't care if that shit's a day old. I'm gonna eat the fuck out of it.
I worked at Wawa, and I've asked that question because we would spoil out a shitload of things. Okay. So
it's a damn lie. Too.
Yeah.
So what I was told was basically, they were doing it. They were donating all their spoiled food to homeless shelters and shit like that. Well, somebody had got food poisoning from their product. Yeah, and there was a liability
that's the lie they shoot you, bro.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's not a liability. You know what it is? So they can't tax write that thing off as a loss.
Yeah,
that's exactly. What
because anything that they
is horrible about that, bro. Because mom used to help the local. When she was alive, my mom used to help the local guy out in the 7-Eleven. They were cool. She would put on a help him after work for a few hours. And I asked her that, like, yo, why are they throwing away all these damn donuts, bro? They could be giving it to the homeless shelters, bro. Because late at night, people come into these homeless shelters locally. And, they haven't eaten, but they already missed dinner. Right? So I'm like, why not give it to them? And it's all liability because if they get sick, we're liable for it. Now, you know what it is? There's ways to work around that, bro.
Right.
It's not shown as a loss at that point.
Yeah, it's not shown as a loss.
It's shown as a donation.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get as much
It's a different tax bracket.
Right.
But it's bullshit.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, bro. But our country, our leaders allow this shit, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if I made something for dinner one night, and I seen a homeless guy the next day, and he's asking for food. You don't think I'd give him that food and he'd eat that shit?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we've done that before. I mean, listen.
I'd fucking eat day old shit. Like, we
Me
all eat
too.
leftovers.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you know,
And you can't
my
tell
wife
me.
and kids, bro, we cooked an entire Thanksgiving meal before I actually cooked our Thanksgiving meal. And my wife, I think, her sister, maybe, it was a couple people, actually took it and fed the homeless with it. Now, if I can do that, these big ass companies can do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it's just sad to see, like, the way this country is going.
Yeah.
And you know, it's crazy. This country has always been that way. It's just we didn't have social media to talk about this.
Right, yeah.
Right? Like, I couldn't talk to somebody from California back in 88, 89.
So,
right? Like, now I can.
Right,
we
yeah.
have social media, we can interact. So
here's the thing. If they made a bill that said, all right, y'all can write this off, they'd send that shit to wherever you want to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They don't give a fuck about liability.
Yep.
None of these people give a fuck about liability. They don't care. They make enough money to pay that liability.
Yeah.
One person gets sick.
Well, they got record profits, bro.
Yeah.
It makes no sense, bro. The amount of money these people make, bro, like what it actually costs them per item to make.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Like this whole inflation thing. This whole inflation thing is just companies recouping losses
from COVID.
From COVID. That's all it is, bro. There's no shortages. There's none of that, bro.
Yeah, but the government's letting them do it, though.
Well, yeah, it's
that's the fucking problem.
It's big business, bro. They run them.
It's crazy because I used to be able to see, like, you know, because we used to have the scan gun to see, like, you know, when you're doing spoilage on what the cost of it things were. Mm-hmm. Like, if, like, a customer had drank a Red Bull and threw it back into the cooler, we would write it off, and it'd be a 51 cent is what it cost. And but they're charging $2.49 for the Red Bull. Yeah. And I'm like, God damn, that's $1.99, bro. Like, what are you doing? And when I asked my manager about that, they were like, well, Red Bull upcharges us because Red Bull is the most stolen product in the store or some shit like that. I'm like, well, lock this shit up or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why is it so expensive?
Hard, bro. Like, you can find, like, the way technology is now.
Like, I am going to say we had
put Red Bull in a damn machine and make them pay for it, and then it pops out.
Bro, we had a dude walk into our cold storage and grab 4 cases of Red Bulls of the 8.4 ounces and walk out the door with them.
My man stole 4 cases. He definitely needs to be up.
He did that like 4 times in a row before we caught him. And we didn't even catch him. He took off running out the door and dropped the cases and was out.
All right. I think we're about done. So I appreciate everybody that tunes in, actually listens. Like I said, if you don't like what we said, I'm sorry for you.
Yeah.
You know, I can't really help you. If you do want us to discuss something, just comment. We're still working on stuff like the intro, stuff like that. So we're going to get there. But if you got, you want us to talk about anything, if you guys want to talk about anything, just comment, like the video, subscribe, and
or tell us on your comments. Tell us your view. We'll go over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll go through your views.
We'll tell them what your view is, and we'll tell you
have your name on there. Yeah, we'll go through it. We'll bring your name up on a podcast with your comments. We'll do a comment section to where we can read your comments and then kind of debate with you, and then we'll figure it out. I mean, eventually we'll take like callers and stuff like that too. So, but yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Let us know what you think in the comment section. Till next time.
All right, we out.